You're such an asshole.
Good morning, children. It's the old captain. Oh, my coffee. Oh, I can't do this. Can't do it without the coffee. Hey, did you guys? Not you guys. Talking to the other guys. The schmucks in suits, the head driving the commute. Did you guys, are you at work? You finally getting in? Got that morning meeting done? Let's get some GDP. Let's go. Let's fucking go. All right. Mel writes, greetings, Aaron. Long-time viewer, first-time customer. I would like a Clarey Test on two pothead entertainers with identical surnames, a Mr. Joe Rogan and a Mr. Seth Rogen, same pronunciation. I am unfortunately aware of Seth Rogen. I do like Joe Rogan, though. Just can't get into his podcast. Dude, do you watch Joe Rogan? I'm like, I tried, it's fine. It's somewhat entertaining, but it's just not my cup of tea. Although the guy is perfectly kick-ass and alpha. Even though the former has claimed to have cut back on pot, I still think this will make for an interesting video, as the two have strikingly different upbringings and career outcomes in spite of their constant comparisons that are likely due to their homophonous. Good Lord, you guys are hitting me with the 50-cent words in the morning. Their homophonous names? Is that how you pronounce it? Anyway, thank you for your time, asshole. Best wishes, Mel. All right, let's take a look at these two gentlemen. All right, let's take a look at the one gentleman in Seth Rogen. Joe Rogan. Oh, he's my height. 50 years old. Looks good for 50. Joe James Rogan, born August 11th, 1967, is an American stand-up comedian, martial arts, color commentator, and podcast host. A fan of comedy since his youth, Joe Rogan began a career in stand-up in August of 1988 in the Boston area, developing a blue comedy act. He moved to New York 2 years later, relocated in 1994. In 1997, he started working for the Ultimate Fighting Championship as a interviewer and color commentator. Rogan released his first comedy special in 2000. I thought he was a fighter as well. Didn't he fight as well? Began working for mixed martial arts backstage. He became interested in jiu-jitsu in 1994 after watching Royce Gracie fight UFC 2 No Way Out. I thought he could have swore he fought. Like, you wouldn't mess with this guy. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start applying the Clarey Test. Clarey Test, if you don't remember, is the 4-question test as to whether or not you want this person to run for public office, and then inevitably, do you want to have a beer with them? And it is, do you come from wealth? Did you major in something stupid? Do you have any real-world working experience, and what are you currently doing now? Okay, he was born in Newark, New Jersey, the place where his grandfather moved his family in the 1940s. He is 1/4 Irish, 3/4 Italian. His dad was a police officer. After 5 years of age, Rogan's parents got divorced. His father's not been in contact with him since he was 7. Wow. Isn't that awesome when the kid goes and becomes some kick-ass person, and the parents are like, oh, fuck. Domestic violence. Don't hate the guy. Moved to care for... Moved around. Martial arts. Yeah, okay, at 14 he took up karate and began to compete in taekwondo competitions. At 19 he won a U.S. Open Championship tournament as a lightweight. Full contact state champion for 4 consecutive years. Yeah, you don't mess with this guy. Retired from competition at 21, he began to suffer from frequent headaches and feared worse injuries. He attended University of Boston, Massachusetts, but found it pointless and dropped out before he could graduate. Brilliant. Okay, lot right here. Did not come from wealth. Came from a very tough background. I'm going to qualify his fighting almost as real-world working experience. That's an accomplishment. You could say his entrance into... Now he immediately goes into comedy. And you could say that, that's not really real work, but if you got to hustle and you got to move to the point that you become a Bill Burr or Joe Rogan as he is today, you're working some other kind of real-world working job. Rogan, friends that could fit some do stand-up comedy. Stand up. I'm sure he's working some other gig during the daytime. He started working for the UFC, MTV, and that's carrying us into the mid-90s. Then he works for UFC in his podcast. Snipes challenged Rogan to a cage fight. Rogan trained for the month for 5 months before Snipes backed out, filing an investigation for the IRS. Yeah, okay, he's got a lot of real-world working experience. And what he's doing today, he's got real-world working experience. He dropped out of college, said this is bullshit. He was smart enough to do that. I wasn't. Daughter... Step for myself from another relationship. Libertarian views, endorsed by Ron Paul. We all know what he's doing now. Yeah, so let me see. Did not come from wealth. Did not major in stupid shit. Has real working experience. Currently working now. Perfect score. Should he run for office? Absolutely. Probably won't because he's got too much self-respect. Why the fuck would you do that? And would you like to have a beer with Joe Rogan? I can't think. I think we've had some real interesting people. Like a lot of the mafia people. I'd love to have a beer with. Rex Tillerson. Love to have, but man, Joe Rogan would be really cool to have a beer with. That is one guy I could totally have a beer with, so that's real good. Now, the other Rogan. The soy boy, limp-wristed. The millennial Rogan. Seth Rogen. Why do I just predict he came from Connected Money? 5'11". Oh... God, I just don't like ugly people. Canadian actor, voice actor, comedian, writer, producer, director, began his career performing stand-up comedy during his teenage years while living in his native Vancouver. He lended support in Judd Apatow's series Freaks and Geeks. Shortly thereafter, he moved to Los Angeles for his role as Freaks and Geeks was officially canceled after one season due to low viewership. Rogan later got part of the sitcom Undeclared, which also hired him as a writer. After landing his job as a staff writer on the final season of The Ali G Show, Apatow guided him towards a career in film. Rogan made his first movie appearance as Donnie Darko on a minor role. 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Funny People. He's got to have connections. You just don't... I could be wrong. He could just have been, he found at the right place at the right time. Born in Vancouver, British Columbia, his mother is a social worker. Father worked for a nonprofit organization as an assistant director of the Workmen's Circle Jewish fraternal organization. Neither sounds like they make a lot of money, but you never know. His father is American citizenship. He described his parents who went to the kibbutz in Israel as radical Jewish socialists. Rogan has an older sister. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-boo, booty-boo. The child, Rogan did not want to pursue any career other than comedy. Oh, of course, why work? Got to start age of 12, enrolling. His early comedy routines involved jokes. His grandparents as camp counselors. He had connections. Mother was supportive of his gigs. Placed second. When Rogan was 16, his father lost his job and his mother quit hers, forcing them to put their house up for sale and relocate to a significantly smaller apartment. Okay, that kind of answers my question whether he came from wealth. Parents are kind of fucked. But socialism, man. Even though they're Jewish. I like socialism, man. Rogan paid the bills and had become the main wage earner at just 16. All right, hat tip right there. Did not come from wealth. Early work and friendship with Judd Apatow. Freaks and Geeks. So this was like the guy that got him in. I'm imagining if he was the main bread earner at the age of 16 and was working a real job. So, didn't come from wealth. I'm going to say he has real-world working experience. They're not going to highlight him being a waiter at the age of 16. And again, we can make an argument that, being an actor or an actress isn't real work. And it kind of is, and it kind of is. You usually get half a point. But he does have real-world working experience if he was in the unfortunate situation of supporting his socialist parents. Why does he just look so dopey? Like you think he'd that harshness would galvanize him a little bit. No wealth. Real world working experience. Did he even go to college? I don't think he did. Personal life, cinematography. Born, residence, Canadian actor. 182. Dropped out of school. Who is this Apatow guy? I think he went straight to work. That doesn't sound like he. And why would you? You got it. So he didn't go to college. You can't blame him there. You can't. So he doesn't have a point there either. What is he doing now? He's working. He's still doing real world working experience. So he too gets a score of 0. Should he run for office? No, because he's a leftist. And do I want to have a beer with him? No, I don't. And it's because he just looks like this typical soy boy. God, I know it's such a petty thing. I look at that face like, no, I just genetically don't want to hang out with you. No, we are not bros. No, I don't want to listen to you. Yes, you got a score. He may be the only person who's got a score of 0. I'm like, no, you should not run for public office. And no, I don't want to hang out with you and have a beer. I thought he was going to come from some pampered Hollywood family with his Jewish connections, and he was going to go to school for creative writing, man. And it turns out, no, he went through actually a quite difficult life. And he's a real man, certainly that. It's just like, yeah, no, go to your kibitz and go smoke your pot, man. That's not my cup of tea. I just don't know. No, I don't want to. So. All right, that's it. You guys got questions? Cappy's got answers. You want me to run Clarey Test on it? They don't even have to be real. They could be fictional. Someone had me, one of the cooler ones is I did Captain Kirk and Indiana Jones. I did that. That was pretty cool. We did the Clarey Test on those guys. But yeah, contact me, assholeconsulting.com. Check out the books. We got the Patreon thing. If you can give me more money, you always could do that. Clarey Podcast, that's on SoundCloud.com. We'll be coming out with a new, I was going to say monthly, but I might do it weekly. Other podcasts because I needed to talk to peoples. But I won't mention the name of that just yet. That'll happen as I feel like it. That's it. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.